And what's up, guys? It's Noah here from the Digi Bros. I know what you're thinking. Noah, this another red deck. You just did a red deck one. Yes, I did. But in today's video, I wanted to be showcasing off a more budget build of Red Hybrid, because at the moment the ANCIENTGREYMONs and the promo Goonimons are quite expensive. I will admit that, and you know, some people really love red like me, and they don't want to. You know, that cards are expensive. You know, I'm not. You don't have to have these super expensive cards to play a good, viable red deck. And I'm going to showcase you off a good, viable red deck in today's video. So, starting off, big boss monster. Always, we got Emperor Grey. Really good. Just being able to go blitz for game. That's really what you do. You can get big security checks if you do evolve him early. Like if you do get a bunch of stuff in grave, and then you can Takuya warp into him. He can do really big checks. He can do like 2 checks, or if you have the Cordramon up under him, security effects from option cards will activate. So yeah, for Emperor Greymon, boss monster, yeah, super good. Yeah, so Emperor Greymon, and 4 copies of the before mentioned Cordramon. Still really good. One to evolve over a Digimon that has hybrid in source, and then he gets the additional 4,000, and if you got Takuya under him, he'll be at 14 2 checks. Really strong. He does have that really good inheritable. That is a delicate plan. And so yeah, being able to give that to your Emperor Greymon, so that way you can also have really big checks and be protected from option cards, is really strong. And so this is one of the cards we put in here to kind of like replace the ANCIENTGREYMON. I know they're not comparable really, but Cordramon here, it also does put on a ton of pressure by himself. So if you do like have the Takuya and a hybrid, involve him on top of your hybrid, then he will have security attack +2. He'll be at how big does he get? He'll be at 12k with 3 checks, which is really strong. You know, which is like how many checks your ANCIENTGREYMON usually gets. So yeah, 3 checks with this Cordramon, really good. I don't think he's as good as the other one, because he does have that 3 evolution cost, so it's kind of hard to like go up into him. Like if you got like a memory tamer up and then like a Boko, then yeah, you can go up into him. It's just harder because he does have the 3 and it's usually pass to your opponent's turn. But he is still super strong, being able to go for really big checks. And yeah, so a lot of the other deck is going to be fairly similar. You got 4 copies of the BrainGrain, still really good, being able to help control the board, being able to delete your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 or less DP when he evolves over Digimon. Yeah, that's either a hybrid, so all your rookies except for your Pokemon, or your Goonimons. So speaking of Goonimon, because we no longer are playing the promo Goonimon, we did bump up this Goonimon up to 4. We don't have as many hybrids that evolve on top of tamers as like Blue does. Blue has like a ridiculous number of them. So we're going back to the Goonimon. Is still really good. Involve your BrainGrain on top of them, and you know, being able to pop something or just go, you know, Goonie for game. And so a new card I did put in here was to the old BrainGrain. He is 3 to evolve, which is kind of steep, like I was mentioning earlier with the Cordramon. But if you do have the Boko up, it's only 1. And so he can put on some like pretty decent pressure. He will go up to 9,000 DP from his own effect, being able to attack over your opponent's suspended Digimon, or being able to swing 9k into security. Pretty strong. He's okay, but he can evolve on top of Tamer. Gives you another hybrid that can do that, and then you can evolve the new BrainGrain on top of him to be able to delete something. So you can have him 9k swing over when your opponent's Digimon, then go the BrainGrain, the new one, on top of him to delete one of the other one. So that's pretty strong. And I do got 2 copies of the Cordramon in here. In playtesting, I realized like the deck isn't as aggressive as the ANCIENTGREY build, and so sometimes you do need a little bit of more defense in it. And so Cordramon was able to help that out. Whether they start swinging with their like on-play search rookies, like the Flame ones, or the Strawberry stuff like that, this can like help, you know, slow the game down a bit, because like I said, we do have a couple that do have that 3 to evolve, so this can help slow down the game, so you can set up like your Cordramons or get enough stuff in your trash for your Takuya into your BrainGrain play. But yeah, so Cordramon has been really strong in testing, just able to like slow it down a bit because we aren't aggressive, being able to like first turn evolve a Digimon, the second one swing and do the whole ANCIENTGREYMON play. So our rookies, they're staying the same. We do got 4 copies of all of the Flamemon, so the original one, the piercing one, and the new one. So the piercing one is good with the before mentioned BrainGrain because he will be 9k if you do have him under him. He will be hitting 9k with piercing, and if you do have Tamer up and the egg, which is going to be the Cordramon, he will be 10k swinging piercing. It's not bad at all. But yeah, this is just like the ratio I like alongside the 4 Bokos. I do think this is the best ratio for your main deck, red rookies. I do acknowledge that Gaussmon, other of those are good for like the side deck and stuff if you're playing in like Digifest, or if your locals have started testing with the side deck. I just really like the consistency that all of the Pokemon and the Flamemons give you, and then also having the piercing. Because you can also have the piercing on the Altamon. He will have that native, security check +1, and have them up to like big numbers. And swinging piercing is really, really strong. So for tamers, we still got 4 copies of the Takuya. Takuya's the best tamer in our deck. Just being able to go into the ANCIENTGREYMON is strong. Another, I guess, like ruling or another effect with him. His effect to put 5 under his evolution source. You can choose to pay the cost and do that, but then you can like fail to evolve him into the ANCIENTGREYMON. So you can like put 5 under him and then evolve when your level 4 hybrids on top of it. Then if you go into your BT4 Altamon on top of it, and let's say you put the new Altamon in evolution sources, then it'll have like huge security checks, and then option cards will activate. So that's really, really strong with Takuya. And we still got 3 copies of the Analog Youth. It is a lot better within the ANCIENTGREYMON, because that way whenever you swing with the Goonie, pass 1 to your opponent, and then you got this up, you can tap it after the ANCIENTGREYMON dies to pass turn back to you. But it also helps dig through your deck, also helps set up your graveyard for the before mentioned Takuya, so that way you can get your stuff rolling. If you want to drop this down to 2, completely understandable, because like I said, it's still a really good consistency card, but like it's not as good without the ANCIENTGREYMON play, as he does natively kill himself. And so you could swap that out for like a third of this tie, or if you want to play Marcus and stuff. So before in my previous list, I was playing Marcus over tie on that slot. I was saying it didn't really matter that much. That's before I knew like the ruling with Takuya, where you could like use his effect to put stuff up under him and choose not to go in ANCIENTGREYMON. That actually changes my opinion on tie versus Marcus a lot. So you can gain the additional security checks off of the tie after you put a bunch of stuff under him, because it will have you're putting 5 from your trash under him, so he's definitely gonna, whenever you evolve on top of the Takuya, it's definitely going to meet the requirements to gain the additional security check off the tie. So yeah, so I am only playing 2 copies of the tie. Like I said, if you did want to cut one of the Analog Youth to bump this number up, you can, or if you want to play like the Star Deck tie, it's a the 2 cost tie. He's not great, but he's like basically like a 2 cost rookie, just for you to evolve onto as well. And for the last 2 option cards, I swapped out the Atomic Infernos for the Atomic Blast. I realized the deck was already super aggressive enough. I didn't need those additional security checks off of it, because a lot of mine can swing for big numbers, like the Altamons and the ANCIENTGREYMONs. If you do have the Takuya, he's getting security check +1. So I didn't really need that extra one. Like I said, because we're a bit slower than we were in comparison, I wanted some more defensive cards. That's why we got the blockers and the Atomic Blaster. If your opponent's just like setting up, they got like Pokemon, like Flamemon, or stuff like that, you can just come in, being able to clear multiple of their rookies that they've just been throwing out there to search. Really, really strong, and it's a really good in security check, because it can hit up to 8k. So if they are swinging with like some of their level 4 hybrids, it will be able to snipe them as well. And once again, we do have 4 copies of the Cordramon as our egg. If you got a tamer up, this one gets +1000. It doesn't have to be a tamer. The Analog Youth does count for this as well. So this is my budget alternative that I've been playtesting past couple of days, since I uploaded my original Ancient Greymon build. Like I said, I don't think it is as good as the Ancient Greymon build, but it is still a very competent deck. Like Emperor Greymon, just hybrid shenanigans, it's all super strong. And if you guys would want to make some other changes to it, you know, there's some other cards. Like I know some people do really like the old Burning Greymon. I think he's okay. I'm just not the biggest fan of him, but we did need a replacement for that Takuya and the Ancient Greymon that we took out. That's why we were playing the old Audemon as well. Yeah. So once again, guys, I am Noah from the Digi Bros, and this was our more budget version of our Emperor Greymon deck. If you guys like this deck, or if you want to see more deck profiles, you know, red best deck, leave a comment down below. Let us know what deck profiles you want to see next. Spoilers, we do got some green hybrid featuring Digi Bros Levi coming up soon. So yeah, you guys should look forward to seeing that. So yeah, once again, Noah from the Digi Bros. Catch you guys later.